My manual exposure on this JVC camera from +4 to -5. I just want to have a little moon to go out on. Cranked up the exposure at the city council. I crank it down, the moon, because the moon is really bright. Normally when I do the moon it's going up, but tonight it's going down. You see that in the very edge of the moon, what I call it, harp seal. Should be able to see his face, he's just smiling at us. Going into a cloud. Well, it's a Monday morning. This is called Black's Cat washing. He washes and then he scratches. I guess he's done. Oh, he's back to washing again. Black cat washing. Washes and washes and washes and washes. And when he's all done, many times Becky or I will pick him up and pet every fur, both directions, down and back, down and back. Do his hands and his feet and his tail and his ears. Then, because he stinks so bad, he's got to take another bath. Right here, face? But then again, you're a cat, you don't have a life, and your life is taking a bath. That's what cats do. That way they don't have time for mischief. I'm showing you the rising moon. Full moon tonight. Moon came up at 7 o'clock. Well, sunset at 7, and the moon came up about the same time. And just so you know, because I know you care, tonight is going to be a lunar eclipse. It won't be until 6 in the morning. My guess is that very few of you will have the ambition to get up that time of day. You're probably thinking, well, yeah, Mike, are you going to get up? And I go, yeah. See, I'm shooting early enough at the moon that it's coming up through a tree. I know where to position myself because of my vast experience. Then I have to move the camera just a hair because it moves. Now, see, I have a good enough tripod. I just move it a little bit. Barely move it, actually. I can keep the moon where I want it. Sadly, just before I got here, the pizza guy got here and he figures he's got to leave his car running, which I don't know why they do that. But you can pretty well see the moon's one face, big, huge sunglasses, just about, just a little bit off center. Straight up is the one glass, and over about 1 o'clock is the other one. And if you look right behind, about 2 o'clock, the moon, you can see the seal, that I call a harp seal. But there are actually 2 men in the moons. You look at the bottom of the moon at about 6:30. There's a branch, single branch sticking up there, and it'll be moving out of that branch. Looking at the tree, I can't even see it. It's one of the very highest branches, but you can very clearly see the first man in the moon, which is looking. Actually, there's 2 men. I can see them both at once, which makes it very confusing for me. But there's one that's a profile. He's looking about 10 o'clock, and his nose is about 9 o'clock, and the mouth goes down. He's got a chin with a beard down there, and up top has got a big mop of hair. But when it flips for me, then the hair actually becomes sunglasses, and it flips back and forth for me about once a second. And then there's the on my JVC camera, which is really an old camera. It's about 5 years old. In video, it's really ancient. It's a hard drive camera, but I bought it, and I still used the tapes for quite a while because I was more confident of tape. But then my camera started failing, which they do because there's so many moving cameras. It was a high-end camera, very expensive camera, real expensive. And this camera was a lot cheaper. It almost seems to me it's cost me $100 because I took the high-end camera back. It would run like a minute, then it would shut down. I sent it in 2-3 times, or repaired it. He said, "Oh, it's good, it's good." And I said, "No, you got to leave it on. You've got to leave the camera on." Well, of course, they are stupid and they couldn't read. I don't know if they went to school in Flint or what, but anyway. Finally, I took it into Best Buy, not even in business anymore, and I was showing them, and the guy said, "Oh, it looks good to me, it looks good to me." I said, "Just wait." "Oh, it looks good, it's good to me, it's good." And sitting there arguing with the guy, and I said, what it does is it beeps 3 times and it quits. He says, "There's nothing wrong," and it goes beep, beep, beep. I said, "There, where's your picture?" "Does it happen all the time?" I said, "All the time. Every time I take it out, you know, it records for about 5 minutes, and it goes beep, 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 and it shuts down. And sometimes I can't get it going again. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I get it going again, and it's okay, but I can't depend on it." He says, "Well," and he does some looking around, calls somebody, and he comes back and he says, "Well, I'll give you, I think, yes, that's when I got this camera. So I can give you a JVC, I think, for $125 trade-in." And did he keep the camera? I don't remember. I imagine he did. And then I had another camera, Sony, that I was using. I really love my Sonys, and it needed a new head. Some of that stuff was very expensive. Detroit, and no, somewhere down South Michigan. They sent it to Chicago. It's supposed to have the whole insides replaced as a unit. That was the understanding. They're going to replace a couple screws, replace the entire movement. I talked to the guy at some length to make sure what he knew was entire movement and what I knew was entire movement. And it came back, and as far as I can tell, nothing had been done. So next time I figured, okay, I would take a felt pen and I will make little marks in the thing. But I got rid of that, and I got another Sony hard drive. No problems. I've had hard drives for quite a while now. They're like maintenance free. Way beyond in technology than the old tape cameras. Just unbelievable how much more dependable they are. It's kind of like comparing a carburetor to in the old cars to the newer cars. I can't even think of it well now. Got a car of each. But my 1980 Chevy, which has got a carburetor, I'm sitting right next to it. It started all winter, even some of those worst of days. Pump it a couple times, maybe 3 or 4 if it was really nasty. Boom, it's running good. Not missing, nothing. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, you can thank my sponsors when you go in. Young Chevrolet on 21. If I could have what I wanted, but I can't, I have to get one of those Cadillac Escalades. They are really, really, really nice. But if I can't have an Escalade, I'll take it on the Chevy Yukon. GMC has a nice one. I don't want the extended one. I want the smaller version. I went for a ride the other day. Becky and I did with a friend who got one of those modern Cadillacs, a small Cadillac. Wow, was that thing hot. That was a nice, nice car. He says, yeah, it's as hot as a cop car. I can believe that. But I'm not going to get one of those either. But you know, hey, if you can wish. Get Chevrolet. Well, the other thing we all need is tires. Which brings me to Reeves. Wheel alignment. You got brand new tires for the Chevy from them. Got new tires for my van. New tires for my van. Now we got to get the southern sky. I see a Japanese lantern, Chinese lantern, but I can't video it because I can't. It's not bright enough, so I won't even look at it. The second one I've seen. So Reeves, we got to take a car in to get alignment. Full moon tonight. About 10 hours we're going to have an eclipse. And I'll be out here aiming the other way. But I can't do it here because there's too many trees. I don't know where I'll go. No, it's not a Japanese lantern, it's an airplane. I'm sorry. Because I can see that. It's not going overhead, but pretty close. The strobes. But I'm not going to even get on it because I know I can't get it. I can hear it. I could get it with my Nikon still camera, but I don't have my Nikon still camera. That plane is going over. It's really hauling. I was telling you once before, I went to a Bible camp 20 years ago. At least 20 years ago. And two of the guys that got knowing pretty good were Air Force pilots. They flew the Air Force KC-110, I think that was the airplane, and refueled B-52s And he was telling me about their typical flight that they're going to have the next day. They're going to leave at Kinchlow or something like that, 10 o'clock at night. And I knew there was no moon because we'd been out that night. They were going to fly to Nebraska, and if my numbers are right or wrong, it doesn't matter, 37,000 feet, which is really high. Flying at, I don't know if he said 580 or something like that, miles per hour, at such certain course, certain exact course, at a certain exact time. And he said they would come up under a B-50, no, the B-52, they would fly, and a B-52 would come up under them and get refueled. And he said the only way they knew where he was by radar and pin lights, like a little teeny flashlight. And no strobes in the lights, on the wingtips, nothing. It says so black you couldn't see the hand in front of your face. And he said they would come up and they could look at each other with little teeny signals from a pen light. But he could talk to the guy running the boom, could talk to the pilot, but that was all within the airplane. And they had to make sure there was no communication of any kind outside, because if they were doing it over enemy air territory, the enemy could pick it up. And he said he would be a steady course. The B-52 would fly a little left, a little right, up, a little down, a little speed up, slow down, and take just a minute. If you'd hooked up, it would take, I don't know, 15 minutes to fuel the B-52. Tremendous amount of gas. 100,000 gallons or something. Just an enormous amount of gas. And I think he could fuel 3 of them. And then he would come back to Michigan. He did it on a regular basis. He says, oh yeah, if we have war, he says, you know, when they send over the B-52s, he said, they send over the tankers. You gotta have tankers. Those B-52s can't fly like they do. But they'd actually, sometimes they, when they had the Gulf War, they flew across the ocean. Regular basis. They would take off from Nebraska or something like that, and the tankers would take off from Greenland, I think, Iceland. Hey, man, I'm tired. I have no idea why I'm so interested in the moon. But I got a JVC camera, -6. And I got 12 minutes of moon already. That's not enough. No, excuse me. That's not enough. The first thing is I love the moon, and I love to hear myself ramble, feeling airtime. It's like if you're on the radio and a record player doesn't work or something like that. Back when they used to play records, you got a fill time, or you're supposed to have a guest and the guest doesn't show up, so you got 15 minutes to ramble on about the news. I guess Obama's apologizing again for whatever he can think of to apologize for America. He will not call a terrorist a terrorist. Will not, will not, will not, will not. So that guy that converted to Muslim, or whatever it is, in Omaha, I think, and killed somebody, cut their head off, not a terrorist. Workplace violence. I don't know about you, my friends, but I think, let's see if I get a little closer. Actually, when I get certain close, I lose some detail. This camera is, like I said, fairly cheap. I was looking at a camera the other day at, Surf City, in Flint. Oh, maybe it was in Indiana when we were down in Indiana. $3,000 Oh man, was that a dandy. That was so sweet. But you know, that's a lot of money. You can feed a lot of starving children with $3,000. But I'm like you. I wouldn't give it to the starving children either. If I had that income, I'd give 10% to my church and let them decide what to do with it. Makes it a lot easier. Well, I'm going to try going in a little tighter. Then I'm going to go out. Okay, I'm as tight as I can go. I have a full frame of the moon. We're going to zoom out now. That's called 1 power. The moon doesn't take up much space. I got a readout on my camera. About 68. That's quite a bit. My first video camera, which was a VHS, was 3 power, I think it was. And I was amazed. So was everybody else, because that was tremendous zoom range. 3. And I think my other camera was 700. But the problem with that is that you get a certain, you don't gain much because the picture falls apart. But again, I want to thank my sponsors, Matt Stewart. Did I ever mention him? I don't think I did. Yeah, he's excuse me, attorney. Been a sponsor of mine for quite a while. Reeves and Young Chevrolet. But I don't have to have one of those new Escalades. I have a nice Chevy. It's a 1980. I am so impressed how dependable it is. It's just like incredible. I'm not putting all kinds of money into it either. We have a lot newer Caravan. Put a tremendous amount of money into that. It's just not as strongly built car as my Chevy. And it's 20 years newer. You can see the moon is creeping. But out there somewhere, I'm trying to think, it's probably below the moon. No, above. But I'll be above because I don't know. If I thought about it long enough, I could think of it. But the sun went down at 7. And tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, we're going to have a lunar eclipse, meaning the moon is going to move into the shadow of the Earth. The moon is 238,000 miles from Earth, which is exactly 1/400th the distance to the sun. Just 93 million miles. I'll retell you this joke and then I'm done. Some years ago there was a 3 world famous scientists having coffee. Then they started drinking beer and they got pretty drunk. American, a Russian, and a Hittite. You probably want to know what a Hittite is. Well, I had a pastor tell me once, if you want to pick on somebody, you always pick on some obscure race that's been extinct for centuries. Hittite. The American says, well, we're getting ready to launch a spaceship and put a man on the moon. Of course, this was back in the 50s. And the other two said, whoa, that's just about impossible. We're going to put a man on the moon, and we're going to keep him up there for a while, then we're going to return him safely. And the Russian said, that's very impressive, but we're going to put a man on Mars. I said, whoa, we don't have any technology. We don't even dream of that. Yeah, we're going to put a man on Mars. It's going to take 5 years to get there, and he's going to stay up there for a year and come back safely. And they're both looking at the Hittite, and he said, what about you? And he says, well, we're even more bold than that. We're going to put on a man on the sun. The guy's looking and said, what? You can't put a man on the sun. That's 1,000,000 degrees. He said, oh, yeah. Well, the guy's a Hittite. We're going to go at night. Get it? We're going to go at night? You don't get it. If you don't get it, you're probably a Hittite. Good night. I'll see you in the morning. I put the exposure on auto. Well, there sure is a lot of traffic going south. This all goes to motorcycle. A lot of them going to Lansing. A lot of people here work in Lansing. The moon is going to the right. About a minute from full eclipse. I've been out in the woods before at a full total eclipse. It's really bright, and then it gets really dark. And I'll tell you one thing, you can't see the camera, it's so dark. About 6:15. The people watching stuff told us it's about full at 6. Well, it's not quite full at 6, but it's got like a few minutes. I can see the Big Dipper. It's up on its side, standing on its handle actually. Quite bright. I wonder how many stars in the Big Dipper have moons. Probably most of them. Or planets, I should say. The moon is not a planet. Earth is a planet because Earth revolves around the sun, or our star, and the moon revolves around our planet. And just so I can point out to you again, the impossibility of Big Bang. I just want to give you a quick look at the moon is still there. It's 10 o'clock Wednesday night. Moon is still full. This is just a quick look. I didn't want you to go away worried. This last thing I showed you was the moon setting, and it was all dark. There's some clouds in front of it. That doesn't affect anything. The moon is still there. Thought you'd be happy to know. A lot more clouds tonight than last night, but at least I can see it. I talked to my stepdaughter in Olympia, Washington. They have fog every morning, I guess, virtually every morning. She didn't see it, didn't try to see it. I'm not quite sure which. But I just wanted to show you that the moon is still alive and well. Well, it's not really alive. It's not well. It's just there. Another one of God's creations. You don't even have to believe it. Someone leaving with a door hinge that badly needed oil. Steam engine's putting out a lot of smoke now. Oh, this first light came on, so you know it's getting close. See the smoke, it's coming. Hope that guy in the red coat's not scared. There it is. Love the sound, the smell, the sight. I'm about 10 foot from the track, so you don't have to be scared. Oh, geez. 2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars, 5, 6. So these are double headers. 7. 8. 9. That's something on here. That's 9. 10. I don't think there's anybody in that one. 11. They're all full. 12. 13. 14. Wow. Got 1, 2, 3 cabooses and another engine. Hey! In the past, they've had the engine that pulls them back come back 10 minutes later, but now it's with the train, so that's a good idea. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I did. Don't go too far, because we're planning on going to Ashley, I believe, tomorrow. Drive up there. Over and out. I don't see anybody in it. 3 blows, that means he's coming back. What I think he does is he'd come out of the main line, makes a big display, and then he goes way back, way down the track, half a mile, and then he goes into the station. Without the power of those steam engines, the smoke and the soot, the steam, Well, welcome to the 2014 Owasso Christmas Parade. To me, it's a Christmas parade. To others, they call it something else, which is a tribute to non-citizens. First the ears.
Here in the black.
Pretty
got hit and got arrested.
Kids they arrested.
I'm so excited.
Ought to be caught.
Yeah.
That'd be funny to go, hey, that's the one that came to our eye.
Yeah.
Female. I probably wouldn't recognize it.
Police of Corona. You tell him. He was a midget in the front seat. Oh, the kid, I guess.
Are you laughing?
Comes the tractor club.
Yeah.
Hey,
Alex, here.
you like that? Boy. I gotcha.
Count the units, Nate. That's 2.
I'm gonna hold your hand.
This is 3.
He was just laughing. He's like,
There's another dog. They got a cross on there.
Farm all.
don't go over there, buddy. Hey, come here.
That was 3.
Stay back. Stay back, Dad and Grandma.
We don't want him getting
glow
caught
parade
under a
too,
tire.
right on my coat. See my glow parade?
Jesus is.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Other crap.
Yeah.
There's a Ford. That was kind of like your mom. One of the guys in the tractor club has it.
What is this stuff?
Santa is waving, huh?
Here comes a Marine tank.
They had fun decorating their truck.
Big truck.
Yeah.
Look at that. What's that? The minion.
That guy got a banana up there. What are those guys?
Minion.
Oh, minions.
There's two dressed up like it.
Yeah.
I like,
You gotta come back out here. You don't want to get run over by a truck.
The snow is coming down. It looks like in buckets.
Buckets.
Well,
scared of the snow.
Oh, no.
thimbles.
Thimbles.
Miniature thimbles.
A Navy man standing in the snow.
Yeah. They have snow in the ocean, you know.
They got it in the Mojave Desert, too.
They have snow in the Mojave Desert.
I was there. There's never snow.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, there's somebody waving.
I don't even know what that is.
I know, it's a little scary, doesn't it?
It's an elf, you know.
Oh, okay. Let's get these there, like there they all sit in their boxes. Those must be the scouts.
Is that candy? Is that candy? No.
Somebody
Yeah.
East Michigan.
There's the Queens.
It's Kerwood. Those are Kerwood festivals.
Nice car. I like your car.
Oh, that's a big deal. They have like, 2 hours. They have 100 different things in it. Oh yeah. Look at there.
So far, we've got about 6 minutes of exciting parade video. Welcome home.
Santa's house. Is that Santa's workshop? Oh, North Pole.
There's an owl.
Santa Claus on that side. Where's Santa Claus?
Santa was in the chimney. His feet were sticking up. You didn't see Santa's feet sticking out of the chimney.
All-Star Towing,
All right.
Model T.
That must have been stuck for a long time.
Merry Christmas.
You see the car?
Jumbo's Burger Bar.
That little car?
Jumbos. Yeah, we know Char. Jumbo.
Oh, it's like
Jumbo's Burger Bar. You saw Santa Claus's feet sticking out of that chimney, didn't you?
Face.
Merry Christmas. Char up there.
Are you bringing us burgers?
She's the one that runs it. Her dad owns
Are
it.
you bringing us burgers?
There's a battle ride. It's so exciting. Got toys.
Merry Christmas.
Are you bringing us burgers? No, I wish I was.
that's
Comes out
No.
the bus. No bands tonight so far.
Too cold.
It's not too cold, but it's only 30. Daystar.
He's so warm he doesn't even need to have his. Hi!
Hi, Clem.
Santa! Oh, there's people in the Santa bus. I've never ridden in one of those.
Yeah.
for old people.
I know. We're not old yet.
We're not that old.
Nelson used to drive one of those.
Yep. Yeah. Nelson Gates used to drive the Indian Trails bus like
I
that.
used to ride one.
You used to ride one? Have you?
That would have been something if it was in Nelson Drive.
Yeah, see there's people up there. That's probably Eddie sitting up there.
Bus now. I rode in one of those for the football.
Oh, okay.
You rode one to Fort, whatever it was,
No.
Lake in the Woods.
When we played in Traverse City,
Boston Wood.
I remember taking you to the bus station.
it's called a cattle.
We took you to the bus station with.
He said he was on a cattle shuttle for the Lost in the Woods.
They just shove you on there like cattle and yell at you to get off. Is that a truck?
The only nicer thing than having a truck is just like that. You have a gas.
Sherwood Princess.
Yeah, the young girl. Carly and Alex, they're leaving. The dog's going nuts, but other than that,
About a 48 GMC
Did the small dog.
pickup.
Yeah, big dogs.
yeah.
They might be bigger than
You can say something like that's a 48 GMC small block. Most people don't know what small block is, and they don't know the difference.
It's pretty. Strap and leather, that's where they make the motorcycle.
dogs.
All right, hand it out. minutes already?
Wow.
There's Mike's new car.
Yeah. Is that your new car, Mikey?
Pink, whatever it is.
With a big
It's got flowers on the back.
penguin
Yeah.
on top of it?
You got butterfly and flowers.
Pansies? Petunias?
That's what he needs.
Petunias?
Car with pansies.
Car with petunias on it? Are his hands staying warm? His little fingers staying warm? Scooby-Doo!
Big guy with a beard.
Now we gotta walk back to the street.
That usually at the end.
Yeah, usually it is.
There's stuff behind him.
Probably like a cop car.
Scary.
12 minutes.
Turn around, Santa Claus is coming.
Santa. He's being
Urchin.
Hi, little kid. He's got horses.
That's the
Yeah.
Now,
Alex, here comes Santa.
this kid's freaking out.
There, now you're looking the right way. No, you're looking the wrong way now.
Here.
There, look there. You gotta aim him, I think, Nate.
Do you see the horses? Big horses.
Duke and Jake.
Hi, Santa. Hi, Santa. I love you, Santa.
Well, Santa lives me. There's city council on there.
Is there?
There's Tom Mankey. He's better blocking shots than anybody else I've ever known.
That wasn't the one that said it.
This is called the Owatho Fire Department. Owatho. Oh, Owatho.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Well, 13, 14 minutes. Now we have the guys who are supposed to block traffic, but they get in the parade, so they can't block traffic anymore.
Now we gotta walk the other direction.
Now we got to walk all the way down.
The Christmas
To
tree.
the park.
Come on, let's go see Santa Claus. Is it at the fountain? That's like is it gonna be at the fountain first or the tree first?
Oh, we go down here.
Because I'm gonna get.
There's going to be singing and stuff.
I'll do it again then.
Mikey.
Here we have
Generations of
Bubby.
American kids have grown up with Lincoln Logs,
Black Cat. He's
forts and buildings, and knocking them down. Created in
sitting on my desk.
iconic American toy designed by John
Getting a little-
Wright, the son of famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright,
Little sun.
outsourced to China for manufacturing for the last 60 years. Now the little logs are coming home.
It's taken us almost 5 years to figure it out, but for next holiday season, we are going to have Made in the USA Lincoln Logs on the shelves here in the United States.
Michael Ayrton of Connect's brand,
See?
the producers of Lincoln Logs, is thrilled to have the notched logs made in the States. And he has plans to have the plastic.
Well, I took a little break from hold it recording. Now we're back to getting the hairball because he's got the sun hitting him with his shiny coat. I'd say one thing that's really cold out here. Dam. I think this is actually a dam. I think what I'm going to do is go home and come back tomorrow. Dress a little warmer. I still want to give you a little look at the dam. I haven't been here in quite a while. I think the lakes in Michigan are feeling nice today because it's really cold, about 100 degrees. Maybe colder. It was about 0 last night. So. Last I knew, Hopkins Lake had a foot, probably has 2 foot by now, of ice. Big dip coming up soon.
You wonder what thoughts those are. Right. They were sorry that this random thing happened to you, another victim of crime. That's
Well, good morning. It's Sunday, February 15. It's about minus 10.
Really going on. It's almost reached the level of parody at this point.
Well, and what's wild about it too is that we saw from the Danish Prime Minister yesterday.
East Coast is experiencing another proof of global warming. A third major storm this year. The third
She came out with that very fast.
coldest,
Prime Minister of Denmark. This
most
is
snow,
not
something like that,
figure. This is
on
not
East Coast
this
in
is not
100 years, I think.
Here, this is a
If that doesn't prove global warming,
socialist Europe.